The day after the big rescue, and all was well.
So, proper modern world boater problems right now. It's here we are in the Costa del Sol, and we've been working really hard all day to use as much power as we can. We've heated the water, we have done washes, we have made ice, we've got the second freezer on. Kelly spent hours bubbling away the chutney, the oven's on, cooking.
I've had the air fryer on.
You had the air fryer on, everything you can. We're trying as hard as we can to do it, and yet we're still at 80% battery, and we just got over a kilowatt a minute ago. Oh, nightmare. Terrible. Terrible situation. Our electric is free from the sun. We only had to spend an absurd amount in the first place to buy the ridiculous batteries.
Yeah, we're not giving any money to any electric.
We're not giving any money to anyone else. No. There we go. Anyway, so the point is, woohoo!
We didn't stay smug for long, though, as the wind suddenly started to pick up. Then it shifted direction and all hell broke loose.
That was not the start to the morning we'd all anticipated. So Hugh had decided he wanted to go into town, go for a run. So I'd said, all right, I'll get the dinghy off for you. So I'd unloaded the dinghy, got it all ready to get off. And then all of a sudden we noticed that we were pretty close to John and Elaine's boat, like seriously close. The wind had started to pick up off the mountains, and we got spun around 180 degrees, and our anchor just ripped out the seabed and was just dragging. We were dragging and dragging, but it happened so quickly. Like, luckily we were both up on deck at the time. We weren't in bed. Hugh hadn't gone off to do his shopping or his run. We were both on deck, and all of a sudden it was like, shit, so we had to get the engine on super quick. We had to drive forward, give some slack. Hugh took about 5 meters of chain up. We had to keep driving forward. We were like almost on top of John and Elaine's boat at this point. They were scrambling to get some fenders on because we were literally careering towards them. And I'm a bit shook up, to be honest. Like, we had a reading of over 35 knots of wind at one point. We just weren't able, our boat wasn't able to cope with it. There we go. But luckily, again, under Hugh's amazing level-headed calmness and can just see a problem and think it through, he just Sherlocks it all the time. Anyway, I'm happy just to take Hugh's direction. So forwards, neutral, reverse. So that's what I was doing, and he was thinking it through on the spot and doing it all. Anyway, we've come out now to get ourselves a bit more sea room. So we're out of that little anchorage, further along the coastline. It's still really windy, but we've managed to put out 85 meters of chain, so we're not going anywhere in these winds, and we can just reset. But yeah, like tears, stress. Oh, and my mum's cat died last night, so that was our cat, so all adds to it, doesn't it? Anyway, it's just all's well that ends well. I think the problem with the human mind sometimes is that we like to relive things how they could have gone badly wrong, whereas actually nothing did go wrong. It's all fine. We did good. Hugh did good. It's okay.
This could have ended in disaster and ended our season had we not been on deck and had we not noticed it happening. We came within a few meters of Kendra, and 50 meters beyond that was the beach. The problem is our anchor is a CQR. It's probably a bit undersized for our boat. However, the bigger issue is that it's just not very good. Perhaps it was a cutting-edge design once, and we've met people who have sworn by them. However, we find that it's poor to set, and it certainly doesn't cope with wind shifts. That's big changes in wind direction. In the past, we've let out extra chain to compensate for our anchor's poor holding. Our chain is 12 millimetres thick. It weighs 3.25 kilograms per metre, so with plenty of it in the chain locker, our strategy has always been to let out an extra 10 or 20 metres to give us peace of mind and a good night's sleep. However, the problem with this strategy is we need lots of room to swing. In this anchorage, we did not have that room. So we only let out the more standard length of chain. Therefore, when we experienced this severe wind shift, along with high-speed winds, our anchor was just dragging along the seabed like a child's toy on a string. And then, just like that, it was calm again. We re-anchored in the anchorage, found a bit more space, and let out our usual excessive amount of chain. Everything was lovely, the kids went in the sea, and we even had the pleasure of our friend, Patrick from Five Gone Sailing, who had come to Fuengirola to take delivery of his boat. Remember we told you about that? But then, the wind started to pick back up.
Note to self, put this away before the storm. Not during. Wait for it.
Whoa! Treads in hell!
Got it. It's in the boat now. It's where I wanted it to be. It's actually not a bad shout. Pretty good there.
Yep, things started to get a little rodeo-like. It looks like we're on passage here. They were having a good time. Interestingly enough, going back to talking about anchors, John and Elaine's anchor is a Rockner. They didn't even get a chance to bed it in properly, as they just had to drop it, as you'll know from last week's episode. And yet, they held fine throughout all of this. It got worse and worse. Patrick sent us this video that he took from shore. So we were nervous. Would our anchor hold this time? And then Hugh realised something else. It was a work day. He was going to have to go below in these conditions and teach online.
So my challenge now is to see whether I can teach a whole lesson without my students knowing that I'm on a moving boat, because this is absolutely absurd. And then also I'll take a sick bucket with me and be like, oh, excuse me for a second, I've just got to check my mic. Alright, where were we? Yes, C major scale. It's a diatonic scale. And I'd like you to play it now slurred for me. One moment.
His prediction was 100% correct.
Film it, Mum.
Oh, this is part of the
No,
tale.
please don't, I feel awful.
I'm not filming you. It's really bad.
So many things I've done in my life. Sitting there and trying to teach a lesson in that. Christ.
Have a break. This is going to be a day off.
Oh.
You've only got one more to do, haven't you, or two?
It's going to be a day off.
Oh. Christ.
Never seen him seasick either.
Oh.
So.
When an anchorage gives you lemons, you go surfing. I've just been teaching and I feel sick, and I've had to cancel my next lessons. But Christ. Like, I'm gonna make the most of this. I can get my surfboard down without losing it. Whole thing's covered in Sahara sand.
Yeah, when 30 surfers turn up to your anchorage, you know you're not in for a very good evening. Oh, no. Oh, no. We could take no more excitement, so the next day we all headed to the marina and tried to assemble a normal existence.
Rainbow!
The kids did some science experiments.
It would work better with like a phone torch, but I made a meal yesterday with a lot of veggies in it. And we didn't eat all the veggies, so I'm making soup.
Looks delicious.
It is delicious.
So that's to help you to figure out.
Just because we're really low on content. So we're not, okay. It's been a really dull week. We didn't do any exciting things at all, like get stuck in wild anchorages or rescue a towboat or anything like that. So this sailing channel's going ukulele string replacement.
But that did happen.
Yeah, just basically commenting on how excited everyone will be to watch this. Just what, isn't it the beginning of that song?
Yeah. Cause these boots are made for walking, and that's just what they'll do. One of these days these boots are gonna walk all over you. Now your bit. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, that was it.
We decided to go for a wander around with the Summers and see Fuengirola from a more steady point of view.
Look how rubbish the security this place is. Oh my god! I'm gonna break it!
John took delivery of a new alternator.
Dodgy.
Look at this dodgy dealing. I'm
Dodgy dealing, or
going to give this to the...
It's an alternator. It's an alternator.
Is it actually going to fit in?
I bet it's actually not out.
And we headed for a well-deserved ice cream. These ones are all thanks to Bill and Lou, the Anderson clan, Topperman, Dave and Ginger, Team Cobweb, Marilyn, and Liz and Ian of Envy Life. I think I've said that right. If any of you would like to buy us an ice cream, you can do so through our Ko-fi page. The link is here or in the video's description. With ice creams in hand, we went off to explore the rest of the area. This was our first experience of the Costa del Sol and all its touristy setup. Our favourite thing, however, was getting to see green parrots flying free.
Yeah, I see him. He just went. He's over there. He's over there.
Oh, he's flying in the sky. Yay, well done. That was pretty cool. So when we were in France last year doing our... No, not last year, it'd be the year before. Doing our test sale, Eric started...
2022.
Yeah, 2022. Eric started Duolingo. We all started it, didn't we? And Eric has got a 500-day streak learning
He's
French.
been doing it for half a thousand
And
years.
we've got to go somewhere
Days,
French now.
actually.
I've been doing French. I'm at 400 and something.
oh, just 400.
Just 400 something. Eric's been doing French. Tilly's been doing.
German.
Darcy's been doing.
German.
And Hugh has been doing.
Española.
Española. So
Yes.
he's had the most use out of it so far.
Mi hablas español grande. Muchos grande. Mi hablas español muchos grande, señor. I speak Spanish very big, mister.
Very big missile.
The next day, Darcy and I were off on a mission. When you live on dry land, a trip to the shops may take a couple of hours tops. Or you could do a click and collect, or get a home delivery. But when you live on a boat, it becomes a whole day activity. First, you have to work out where the shops are, and then you take your trolley. This was a 40-minute walk for us. Yeah, there are a few closer shops, but this was going to be our week's worth of shopping, so we needed a big supermarket. This did not disappoint.
Wow, this is huge. They sell robot hoovers.
We didn't buy a robot hoover. I'm not sure it would cope with the high seas. But we did get everything we needed for the next 10 days. Meanwhile,
My important diagrams. So I'm seeing how to make the slide work. So we could use some barrels at the bottom to support it as it's floating. And then we could add some pieces of wood to the ladder. And then some ropes attached to the solar arch. And for the wood, I thought we could do this, which is like spinning the wood around. So you have a piece like this and a piece like this, and you add them together and screw them in. And then just the same all the way around. So that's my important diagrams.
I think the point is we've proven that the slide is the best passerelle in the world and it's awesome, but we've got to advance the technology now. We've got to do a second version which is better supported, better hung, so it's not sliding around and a death trap, and also it's convertible to a slide that can be used whilst at sea for fun and games. That's what we're trying to achieve.
I think the gendarmerie didn't come and see us because they didn't want to climb up the slide.
I convinced Hugh that whilst we were here, we should probably try and service the furler. So we took it down, took it apart, found a broken bit. We've still got to try and find a replacement, so we just had to put it back together as it is.
This is why you don't buy from the Chino store. You buy once, and a few moments later, that elastic, you're throwing it away. It lasted approximately, I bought them in Portimao, so it's lasted a month. What a great bungee. Anyway, replacing it with the... Remembered, we're supposed to be filming this for Mum. We didn't film it because we're doing it. We're doing what we're doing.
I don't know.
Diesel filter change. That's it. That's it. That's 8 seconds, 9 seconds, 10 seconds, 11 seconds. And that's all you get into this exciting adventure. Should we get it done? You don't look very sure.
And then we went back out on anchor and had a lovely play in the sea. Now it was all calm again. At night, Hugh put out our kedge anchor. This was very much an experiment. We hadn't tried this before. Basically, we put out our spare anchor behind us, attached to a rope from it to the boat, as we don't have any spare chain, and we used it to try and keep us head on into the swell. This was hoping for a better night's sleep. And it did work surprisingly well.
It's a bit of a bodge setup, and we're not using it in the right lines. But the other end of this line, this rope, in non-nautical talk, is another anchor. Look, it's working. We're bringing a back stern around. Look, we're coming around. Look at that. If we brought the bow right around, look, we're out into the swell now. I can tell you're really thrilled about this today. Night time's not the right time.
Spent all day cleaning, I'm knackered.
Yeah, I was tidying up from basically having our house picked up and shook for hours on end. But we endured, and the adventure continues.